Welcome back, folks. We're going to talk about joining today, how you can get pieces of cardboard together. There's multiple ways. You can put it up side by side, you can interlock it, and you can put pieces next to each other to get lots of different ways to join. Now let's talk about the tools. We already talked about cutting tools. Always cut away from yourself. If all you have is scissors, you can use that too. It's going to be a little bit harder, but you can still get it done, depending on how thick your cardboard is too. So thinner cardboard from, like, say, a box of cereal is probably going to be a lot easier to cut than a box from Amazon or something like that. So, tools of the trade. Glue gun, right? If you've got one, awesome. Don't forget this part right here, where my finger is very close to, don't touch that. That's super hot. The rest of it might get a little warm, it's not going to hurt you too bad, but that tip, don't touch it. Some of them, the whole tip is metal, so don't touch it. Where does the glue go? It goes in the back. So I can take this glue stick and put it in there. Mine, when I pull the trigger, it feeds. Some you have to push it in from the end and slide it in. I'm going to show you a couple ways to do that. The other stuff we have is the special packaging tape. It comes in lots of different shapes and forms. You could even use masking tape, or if you really had to, you could use duct tape. Alright, so the glue gun. If I wanted a straight corner, right, like this, I'm going to put glue on one side, and I'm going to hold it up against the other. So let's try that out. Glue. Oh, there we go. See how hot that is? You do not want to touch the glue either, because that will attach itself to your skin and keep burning. Now I have to hold it together, and with this cutting board I've got here, it's got right angles on it, so I can helps to keep that together. Not too shabby. Now you can see if I hold it up like that, it's going to fall apart. So I need to hold it for a good minute or so. Or if now that you see that it's staying in spot, you could just leave it and let it dry for a little bit. Another way, I'm going to slide this one over a little bit. And don't forget, always cut away from your fingers. And this cardboard I'm using is really thick. You can see that it has 2 layers. Hopefully yours is a little thinner, easier to work with. You cut the back side as well. Boom. And let's cut this. Alright, so another way to get these two together is you could, and if you wanted to use a ruler or something, you could bend a little flap. Right. So now I have a little bit more surface to attach it to. So let's see how that turns out. I'm going to use the glue gun again. Remember, don't touch the glue, don't touch the tip of the gun. Always unplug it when you are done rhyming. Alright, so I push that up against it, hold it in the spot. And I realize not everything you're going to do is right angles. You might be doing an animal or something like that that has a lot more organic or curved forms. I'll show you how to do that too. So you can see it's holding in spot pretty good. I'm going to put this one away for now. So, Mr. Nice, what if I want a curved piece, right? If you take it against the edge of a table, right, and you rub it back and forth over it, it's going to loosen up those fibers. So, I'm going to slide the camera over. See if you guys can see this, hopefully. And I'm going to slide it back and forth across the table so that now I can bend it. Right, that's how I got that wave shape. Right. If it's not quite enough for you, go on the other side. And it'll loosen it up. Sorry about all the wiggling around here. Another way, if you wanted segmented sections. Alright. See, these guys holding pretty good. I'm gonna cut off a piece here. Cutting away from my hand. And away from myself. Right, so you could cut partial the way through. You don't want to cut all the way through. Kind of hard to stay away from those fingers. Let's do another one here. Another one here. So now I can break them into segments. So if I needed something that was not completely round, but had segmented sections, right? And also keeps me from having to glue each one of these individually together. So, how do I get stuff together using the tape method? Let's cut another piece. Cutting away from the hand, cutting away from the hand. So, this stuff's kind of small, right? This stuff's kind of big. This one's reinforced, right? So I'm going to use this. And for this, scissors work just fine. All right. Now, this tape is special packaging tape. You're going to need some water and a sponge for this stuff. Make sure that there's some water in your sponge, squeeze it out, and then you're going to wipe it across that. You don't want to wipe it back and forth a whole bunch of times because then it'll wipe all the glue off. So you can see already this is already a little bit harder to deal with. But it also dries pretty quickly. So you can see I've got my right angle. Now it's a little bit floppy. You could tape the inside, and I could even get super smart and I could fold it first before I wet it. So I go back to my sponge, sponge it across, and then I'm going to stick that right in that corner. Push it up against there, push it up against there. There we go. So that'll hold pretty good. It won't hold it by itself. If I had another box right here, that would hold the form even better. All right, so I'm gonna pause it and start another video on some other types of joining.